So we've got 4 more heats to go for the New Zealand Production Saloon Championship. As next up out on the track will be the youth Ministocks. As we said, so great to see so many of these cars competing here tonight. A couple of drivers out there we're not normally used to seeing at the back. One of those would be Finchy, the 18 car. As we've seen one of them spin on the warm-up lap over there out of turn number 2. A little bit early for that sort of behaviour, but around and away they go again. So everybody lining up behind the push truck, which acts as a pace car now. Once they've got themselves in order, we can let you know how they're going to stack and rack for this one. As Darryl takes up his position again down there as clerk of the course. So everybody getting in position. So Michaela Colvin there tonight in the 71T car, Highpool sponsored, having a go tonight. And so let's have a look and see how they rack up for this one. It's Jack Burson off the front, the 21N car, Marcus Scott on the outside. The inside of the second row, we're going to go back to George Headley. Outside of him will be Lucas Erskine. And we go back to Josh Evans as a push truck takes to the centre of the field. Georgia Dodson Cox will be on the outside of Josh Evans as they come through turn number 3. There's some hard battles going on in that last heat. Let's see what happens in this one. As the flag goes up, green flag ready to drop. Who's going to get the run to the first corner? They're already out 2 and 3 wide as they head down there. Marcus Scott, Lucas Erskine wants to go right round the outside of everyone. Burson manages to hold on the inside. Oh, gets it a little bit sideways. Lets Marcus Scott and Erskine through. Josh Evans, he'll trundle along there as well into 3rd position. And then we've got Alec Colvin coming home in 5th position at the moment. Oh, a bit of a shunt over there in turn number 2. Harrison Brown's tangled up. And it's one of the Craigs. Both cars very much similar, but we'll let you know straight away that it's Bailey Craig who got tangled up over there. There was not a lap recorded, so this should go back to a complete restart. So we'll just have to see if there's any damage to either of those cars. Harrison Brown just making slow progress round the wall through turns number 3 and 4. So let's just have a look at the front of that car. It looks to be okay from up here. So they'll get back into the original positions. All right, looks like that Bailey Craig's going to need the tow truck for a helping hand off the track. Obviously a bit of damage to the front of that car. May have been just a wee bit of a hard hit. We watch the sun steadily make its way down in the background here, just above turn 3. And it's a great thing to say, but not a cloud in the sky I can see from the commentary position. That's a great thing if you're sunbathing. It's not so good if you're sitting in a race car here at the Heavy Tracks Central Motor Speedway. We may just get a little bit of sun strike here tonight, meaning that when the sun gets down towards the mountains over there, that the drivers coming out of turn number 2 get that sun right in their eyes makes it very dangerous heading down towards turn number 3. So we generally put a little bit of a stop to racing, gives you a chance to get up, shake your legs, head down towards the pits if you like. And it'll be the drivers that give that indication. So as we head into heat number 6, the Metro Graphics and the Cromwell Collision Repairs heat, and then into the 6 shooters, that's probably about when we're going to see if that sunstrike's going to take. In fact, Ben Smarts looks like he's pulled into the centre of the track here. Clerk of the course just heading over there now to see what the go is. May be back just being more of a mechanical issue. There's the Motor Speedway New Zealand officials go over there. Yep, no, I'd say that's more just a mechanical problem. Unusual to see that 58 car parked in the middle. So hopefully Ben can get that sorted. Green flag up, ready to go as they take off now down towards turn number 1. Let's see who gets a good start this time. And again, it's Lucas Erskine. He wants to go right round the outside of this, but Marcus Scott read it from the last time and closes the door on him as they head through turn number 2. And he's going to muscle his way down the wall, down towards turn number 3, but someone's around over there, and it's Bradley that's around over there in turn number 2. Hopefully they can get away quick enough on their own, so they're not going to hold everyone up. But it could go back to yellow here, I should think. Car stationary, not moving, and it will. It'll go back to yellow. And I'm not sure, there was a lap clicked over. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens there. So it's 22D of Dylan Prattley. He had a bit of a spin over there. Hopefully the car can move away under its own steam. Yeah, it does. So the rest of the cars will be taken through the half track. This just gets it out of the way of what was happening over there. And their car rejoins, so Bradley back into it. However, the lap counter has gone back to 0. So technically this should be a full restart again. Remember, these are all 12 to 16-year-olds out there. As soon as you get to 16, you're very nicely showing the door to go and find yourself another class to play in here at Speedway. And a few of these drivers have very successfully made the jump into the 6 shooters and into the productions, namely Adam Evans, who's done a great job in the 6 shooters. And also young Jack Cleveland is quite often here having a go as well in the 6 shooters. So good stepping stone. As now the green flag goes out through the fence for another restart. Hopefully they can get cleanly through at least a lap this time. Green flag's up, green flag's ready. They've had a couple of goes. Lucas Erskine, can he get round the outside again? Which way is he going to go? Yep, that's his chosen path. He goes high into 1 through 2. Marcus Scott, Burson out the front, tapping and tapping as they went through turn number 2. They both got away with it nicely as they head down to turn number 3 now, and it's Marcus Scott out in front. And there's 3 car wide behind him as they come across to click over the first lap. Oh, we're going to Bradley again, spins over in turn number 2. Gets the car going, let's hope they do. They've had a lap in it. That car's just sitting there precariously over at the exit of turn number 2 as it rolls back off the track. Hopefully when these cars go past, it'll get going again. Yeah, it does. It's going to turn right into the field, back out again. Everybody's got through. Lap number 2, okay. And it's Marcus Scott out the front. Josh Evans second. Then we go back to Lucas Erskine. Burson's next. Then Alec Colvin. And then Agnew's fighting. Oh, Clay Dawson hard into the fence. Clay Dawson went through 2. Went a bit wide, hit the fence. Damage to the right front of the 4T car. So that'll bring out the yellows. Hit it at about a 45-degree angle. damage to the front wheel. Make sure Clay's A-OK. Although these cars have the metal bars around them, they're solidly mounted to the chassis. And when these cars take a bit of a hit, the driver certainly knows all about it. And although you're strapped in nice and tight, just get the crash crew to make sure that the drivers are A-OK. It's second season for Clay in this class. He's growing faster, getting more racecraft every time he's out there. As we said, these cars are only 1200cc, but they're quick enough to get you into all sorts of trouble. So as we watch them go through turns 1 and 2, out the front, Marcus Scott. Then we go back to Josh Evans. Third place, Lucas Erskine. Then we go back to Burson. Ella Colvin, great job there in 5th. Agnew holding on to 6th. Harrison Brown up to 7th. After that incident before, Ashley Finch there in 18T. Then we go back to George Headley. Back to Trent Ainsley. Dylan Jones in there as well. So they'll just pick that car up, take that into the middle. 3 retirements so far. Ben Smart, Bailey Craig, and now Clay Dawson. Tow truck just having a little bit of a trouble picking up the front of the car. So they're just trying to have to make a wee bit of adjustment. As again, that sun's going to come into play very shortly, unfortunately. So the red has come out. All the cars have stopped right here in front of the commentary box, nose to tail. So just taking a sec to have a look. Clay Dawson over there. I'd say as a precaution, as they do in Speedway, they'll send the ambulance out there just to make sure he's A-OK. Just let the crash crew get on with this, and we'll be back to the youth Ministocks very, very shortly.
We are lost. We are lost. We stand together, united as one. Forward on we go, facing friend and foe. We will know what it is. We have not time for that. If we make mistakes, we are lost.
It's you and me. It's my voice talking cheap on the telephone. It's where I've been. It's the proof that I waited to say I'm wrong. Stuck inside my head that November. You know I've never been the type to get up and surrender. That's back in time when we used to fly miles above. I don't wanna come back down. It's everything. It's the clothes that you left with your memory. I've been battling with the ghosts from the past like it's poetry.
So it's great to see that Clay Dawson climbed out of that car as a precaution. As always in motorsport, they will take him for a ride in the ambulance back to the pit area and just make sure he is definitely A-OK. But he walked pretty easily away from that car. As I said, they're not a nice little car to hit the wall in, neither are any of these vehicles. But certainly these ones with those bars around them try to stop the wheels tangling with each other. The rest of these cars will fire up as soon as the ambulance leaves the track. As we said, just precaution, make sure the young fella's okay. He's going to have some sore shoulders. The seat belts certainly give you a bit of a shake and let you know that they're working and doing their job when you have an impact like that. So away they go now. Marcus Scott's going to lead them away. Then we go back to Josh Evans. As we said, Lucas Erskine doing a great job up there in third position. The tally said 2 on the counter for the laps. We'll just have to see what goes on there. Whether the Speedway officials will drop it back one. So it looks like they're going to do the 4-lap sprint to the end. So we'll just wait to see how they go. Green flag is out through the fence, ready to rock and roll this time. The green flag goes down and they're off and racing. And it looks like it's Marcus Scott comes under fire immediately from Josh Evans down the inside into turn number 1. Marcus Scott's got some speed through the middle of the track. Goes high into 2. Josh Evans only just slides into first position. And well, there is Lucas Erskine. As we watch the 32 and the 13 fighting it out at the front. Josh Evans pushes him up high into the wall. That opens the door for Lucas Erskine to go through. Josh Evans has got some speed here tonight. But Lucas Erskine drives round him through turn number 1. Josh Evans back through turn number 2. The front 3 fighting pretty hard. Then we'll go back to Ella Colvin. Then we'll go back to Burson, Agnew in there as well. So everyone's keeping clean this time around. But these front 3 certainly fighting hard as Josh Evans finds his way to the pointy end of the field. But Marcus Scott, he's not going to let him have it that easy through turns 1 and 2. Gets that first position. Lucas Erskine's a lot of dust hard up against the wall. Gets away with it though. As now we see them come through turns 3 and 4. Everybody else playing nicely. White flag comes out. Josh Evans has it at the moment. Marcus Scott not far behind. Then we go back to Lucas Erskine, who's still trying to get past whichever way he can. They're heading through turns number 2. Down to turn number 3. And it's Josh Evans out in the front. Marcus Scott is holding on a second. They all go to Lucas Erskine. As they come through the final turn now, that's the way they're going to finish. So Josh Evans, then we go back to Marcus Scott, Lucas Erskine's Agnew, Colvin, Harrison Brown. And it looks like it was either Burson or Ashley Finch. Couldn't quite see as they came out of the sun, which is getting closer and closer to where it falls behind the mountains here over towards Queenstown from Cromwell. So Youth Ministocks took a little while to get there, but we finally did in the end. So it just shows that even though it's 1200 cc's, plenty of action, a little bit of danger involved with this racing. As we see now, it looks like Trent Ainsley's got a bit of a problem at the front of that car. Although it looks like it's just he's had a whack in the front bar. He's touching up against the front wheel, causing a bit of smoke and a bit of difficulty to steer it. So a whole heap of cars parked out there in the middle at the moment. Ashley Harrington was another one to join them right at the end there. Also Nick Swales there as well. As Marcus Scott does what they all do in this category, the camaraderie is fantastic. Scoots round behind Ben Smart. Gives him a helping hand off the track. Always great to see how these youngsters help each other out whenever they can. If they're not racing, they're all good mates. When they're racing, well, it might be a little bit of a different story. So that's a Youth Ministocks done. Up next, we're going to bring you heat number 6, which is going to...